So this section is about sampling, predictions, and simulations. And remember, there's this idea of a population of interest. And a population is often hard to grasp, kind of like a cloud. And so from a population, we pull a small group that we call a sample. That looks like a good small group. Let's try that a little better. And the sample, we hope, has some randomness involved in selecting it. And we hope it's a representative sample, which means like the population. The idea of random is a big deal, and humans are not very good at being random. We tend to be very biased creatures. So we need some kind of technology to help us be random. And I just want to review some spreadsheet tools and others. So I mentioned random.org recently, and they have a bunch of different ways to do random stuff. And some of their services are free and some you have to pay for, but any stuff we need for a classroom is free enough. So we have random dice and random coins. We can do a random card shuffle. We can make random lists, all kinds of cool stuff from this site. And they do an excellent job of randomness. Spreadsheets also do a good job. Play around with a spreadsheet that I have here. And from the spreadsheet, there's two functions we'll use more often, most people use more often. There is the random number generator, which is just called RAND, and that generates numbers from 0 to 1. It doesn't take an input. And every time you use it, it repicks a random number, and anything else you do, it will, on the screen, also redo the random numbers. And one nice use of this is, let's say I have a list of students. It works well. Usually it's good about picking C than D. Letters. So let's suppose these are students in a list. If I wanted to randomize the students in a list, one way to do that in a spreadsheet is add a random digit next, a random number next to each of them. And then what I can do is resort this list by, doesn't have a header row, but by column A, the random number. Now it's going to redo the random numbers too, but now I have each of these labels, names, whatever they are, now in a random order, which is kind of neat. There are other tricks for spreadsheets to do random selection and random sorting also, but that's kind of a nice one. The other random function in a spreadsheet that's useful is the rand between. So in this case, I have 9 options over there. I could do a rand between 1 and 9. And each time I do it, it's going to give me some random number between 1 and 9. Now, numbers could be repeated here. So here I can see that 3 was repeatedly chosen. So a lot of times when we're doing these random simulations, we have to decide when we design the simulation, the randomness to it, do we want to do it with replacement or without? So the idea of with replacement means I pick a 3, but the 3 goes back in the deck and could get selected again. The idea of without replacement is once I pick E, I can't pick E again. So I don't want it to turn up again. So this first way of reshuffling, say 9 things, I ended up with a random order, but 9 unique things. And the second way over here, some things got repeated, but they are random. So there's lots of different ways we can use random number generations. And again, one choice we have to make when we're running a simulation that involves some randomness is, do we want that randomness to involve replacement of the objects or not? Do we have to have a unique list or not? And that we choose the random number technique based on that.